Hello, everybody. This is Matthew Brand. Thanks for tuning in. Now, I have a question for you. Why do anti-gunners lie? Now, I'm not talking about, well, if they were right, they wouldn't have to lie in the first place. I think we understand that, right? But what are they getting out of it? And I'm talking about anti-gun organizations, not regular Joe on the street. If you go to your regular Joe on the street, they're either going to be understanding or, have a decent conversation with you, or they're going to be like, oh my God, I don't want to talk about this. It just upsets me so much. Oh my God, I don't even care. Okay. I don't even care because they freak out when they're wrong. You get those two kinds of people. I'm talking about anti gun organizations. In my opinion, this is for money, right? They have a business and their objective is to create a problem so that they can be a solution to it. But the big issue I have is that they create the problem in a bad way so that the solution is also bad. It makes things worse, right? And I guess it creates a type of cycle, right? Because if the problem keeps getting worse, then they keep being a solution to things, right? So here's an example. Um, you'd say, and this can be like with a homeless thing, right? Let's say you have a bunch of homeless people in the city, and you say, well, what we need is more homeless funding towards this homeless organization for homeless people. Excuse me. But this organization for homeless people does not do a good job, obviously, because there's more homeless people since this organization opened. So what they just say is, oh well, we need more money, right? So you give them more money, and then there's more homeless people, and then the cycle continues. But you make it so vague as to be like, oh well, there's a problem, but you don't make it show that you're the problem. Um, it's the same kind of thing with anti-gunners. And pro-guns, they have these kind of issues too, right? They have people who take money and say, oh well, we're going to protect your rights, and they're trying to take your rights away. But then they give the green light for the other people to take your rights away, so that you give them even more money to prevent more rights from being taken away. It's a cycle on all ends with these organizations. And it's not all the organizations, right? There are some organizations who are anti-gun and honestly have a genuine heart towards it, right? They believe nobody should have guns. We should be like England, where the police walk around with billy clubs. But at a certain point, you have to be realistic, and I just think they're misinformed, and it's like a large number of misinformed people. That's completely different than people who spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in research to craft the best point possible, and then they go on national TV and just have to blatantly lie because they couldn't come up with a point, and then they make things worse. And there's a lot of these misconceptions, and I want to go in my next talks and posts and stuff talking about more misconceptions, but I don't want to stick it all to guns, right? There's misconceptions all across the board, and they all need to be addressed. I want to be, because they bother me so much, I do want to address them, but I just don't want people to always feel like it's going to be about guns. But the reason I bring up guns so much is because you can't turn on a TV or social media without seeing somebody lie and spread misinformation. Another thing that really bothers me, and I'm gonna leave on this note, but it's just weird to me. You have people who they don't like the government, right? They don't like certain people in office. They don't like police. They don't like certain forms of government, but they always want to give them more power. That's weird. I don't know. It's just weird to me. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a fantastic week, and comment on that if you would. The Why do you think gun organization? What do you think they get out of it? Why? What do you think of people who say like, "Oh, I can't. The police are so corrupt." Blah blah blah, and then try to give them more, like let them be the only ones with guns, let them be the only ones allowed to defend somebody. Let government make all your, like they don't think government's doing a good job, but they want to give them more power to make more decisions and take more money. What do you think about that? You let me know. All right. Anyway, peace.